great. Wow! Babe, you're building our kitchen.
Yeah.
Good morning. It is still early, but I'm gonna head off onto the bus and do a couple of things. I do have the ambition to also make another driftwood tree that I'll be using for the students' Christmas fair this week. So we might do that later on today. We'll just see how the day goes. Just got my Christmas earrings on. These are one of my favorites, the little Rudolphs. Or the little reindeers because they don't have the red nose. But yes, let's head outside. I brought a couple of exciting things over to the bus this morning. The first of them being our bus Christmas tree. This is about the only spot that I can put it for now while we're building. But eventually when the walls go up in the bathroom down the back of the bus, I'll hopefully be able to move this over. But for now, let's bring some Christmas cheer onto the bus as well. I showed how I made this tree on my Simply Die channel, which is my other channel where I just share a bit more personal stuff. I'm not that consistent on it yet, but I have big ambitions for it next year. It looks very minimal right now, but of course I'll be able to add some decorations, perhaps today, perhaps another day. It's not the priority today, that's for sure. Something that I did bring to test out though is my reflective curtains. I want to see how far down they go and where I need to place this bar so that they can be put on properly. My curtain. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're pretty long. This doesn't that look great? And then we'll have the wood at the top and a bit of fabric at the top of the curtain to hold it down. That's really exciting. So far it feels like I'm going to be able to put the curtains in pretty soon. Yeah, I have a plan for these, which we're going to execute today. So let me talk you through what I'm thinking. So to get the curtains to stay in place, I just have one of these. This has actually been cut. We've got wood beams up here and we didn't need them to be quite so thick. So we cut off a chunk of wood, and there's so many projects that I'm excited to use this wood for that I feel like I don't have enough. But what I do have, I'm going to put up in this spot here. And the plan is actually to also get some offcuts of the same type of timber and put them at the top and the bottom of this to kind of hold it in place. And I'm planning on using maybe like some leather or some macrame or something as a strap that gets attached to two buttons or hooks or something on either end of that to hold it all in place. So it's kind of like sandwiched in place and then tied down. That's the plan. We'll see if it executes well, but yeah. I just cut out what should be the last of these pieces that go up at the top. I cut enough that once we put the next ceiling panel up, I'll have those two as well, so we can have the bus as seamless as possible. So I'm just going to sand them down and then screw them in. We have used so many of these screws and we just keep running out. Our hardware store never stocks enough. So this is what I mean by having the two bits of wood hold the curtain rod in. And then we would have something here to just hold that in place, because as the bus moves, the problem is that that rod will naturally want to come out. But if we had like a piece of leather or even string, you know, to kind of like hold it in. Oops, well, none of it's connected, but like that. I think that'll look good. I just brought in a couple of the curtains just to have in here to stop the sun from blaring in. And they work so well. It's so nice in here and it's completely blocked out majority of the light. Yay! Compared to the front of the bus that is just like a beacon of light. So good. Ah! It's supposed to be a really hot day today, I think. 27 degrees. So the more sunlight we can keep out of the space, the longer we can work in here without the heat affecting us. Would this be helpful? Because this looks almost the perfect height. Baby?
What?
These boxes?
Oh yeah, yeah. Bring them on for sure.
Oh.
Oh no.
Wow. Perfect. That's it. Installed. Done.
It is actually. Yeah, done.
That fits perfectly under the cupboard too.
It does.
With like heaps of space in front of it.
The bench is here. It's got room for pipes to go over the top of it.
Oh. We're emulating the wall, are we?
That's the wall. This is the mount for the This is what the cupboard's going to be on. So this is going to go right to the end, and we're going to build the walls up from there.
Cool. That fits so perfectly.
Yeah.
This week's goal is to install our water heater, but as it turns out, it's not as simple as just cutting out the vent and placing it there. The water heater needs to be elevated inside our kitchen cabinetry and the vent needs to be extended to actually reach the outside. So as Sam began the task, what he ended up accomplishing was quite extraordinary. While Sam busied himself with the water heater install process, I wanted to help with the build as well. So I decided to finish off the framing we needed for the bathroom wall. Following the same process I watched Sam use in previous videos, this task came along pretty nicely. I love learning from him and it's fun watching our own videos and gaining the skills that we need to then accomplish more of the build. I feel like at this point I'm getting pretty confident with using the drill, measuring, and even using the jigsaw for cuts. I might need to learn a new tool soon. Yay! Like a glove. I was so focused on what I was doing that I hadn't even noticed what Sam was actually doing until this point.
And it's turning into a job.
Huh?
It's turning into a job, this one.
Wow! Babe, you're building our kitchen.
Yeah, that's what I said, I'm building a cabinet.
I know, but like...
Because I have to build the platform into the cabinet.
So you're using the longest bits of wood for it?
Yeah.
Hey, this is just my new album, Higher. Is
In case you can't tell by my constant, oh my god, you're building our kitchen commentary, we have been really excited for this moment on the bus conversion. Once the 3D structures start going in, it really starts to make it feel real, and the kitchen especially has been something that Sam has looked forward to for a while. Having ants in my pants and constantly needing to be doing something, I decided to work on my driftwood tree next, while Sam continued the cabinetry. We had a particularly good day today, and those curtains did an amazing job of keeping the space cool, as this was actually a 30-degree day and one of the first times that the space was actually pleasant to be in and working in while the heat blared outside.
Hey!
You know, like it's supposed to be on a table, so...
Oh yeah. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, you get yourself a little stick. It is such a mess in here. The curtains did a great job today, thankful for them. Ended up starting the build on our kitchen cabinetry, which is so cool. And yeah, that's going to have to be done before we can put the water heater in, just because it needs to be elevated before we can actually screw it into the wall. So that's why Sam has done that. Sam's headed off to work. I rested for a few hours to try escape from the heat that we've had today. And now that it's cool enough, I'm going to take the dogs out for a walk and just catch you guys up on what's happening over the next few days. But isn't it funny how you go into a project thinking you're going to do one thing and then it turns out to be something completely different? Sam's headed off to work now. I'm most likely just going to heat up some leftovers for dinner. I can't be bothered cooking anything or being inspired to make anything today. We made a lot yesterday. But I am planning on making those jars of cookie dough with the kids at school tomorrow, and also making the clay ornaments. So I'll try get some video footage of that as well, so you guys can see how the dough comes together. The only ingredients you need are baking soda, cornstarch, and water. And then you cook it, let it rest, and then you can make ornaments out of it. So we'll give that a go. I don't have any of my baking soda at home because I took it all to work. So I'll just have to wait till then to make it, even though I was planning to do it today. All right, now I need to find Eris. He's gone after the cows. Eris! Come! Here he is, troublemaker. Come on! Eris, come on! Go, yeah. Cheeky boys, cheeky boys. All right, come on, let's go home. Go on, Ty. Go on. Crazy boys.